blood on our shirts, tons of things. So whenever you approach the local, went away from Russia, and now they already mostly presented in Russia. But in any case, if global agency would like to be successful in the local market, it should become a local company. No any variant to achieve any result, or financial or any others. There are several examples in Russia, and I will not tell the names of the global brands, PR brands which presented in Russia, but there are different stories. There are some who became really Russian companies and they are successful. There are a couple which decided to not do it, and they are presented, but we don't feel them like competitors. Yes, Mash.
Yeah, I would like to agree with you. I mean, I really do agree, because I think what's interesting is we've seen in our markets as well quite a few global agencies that have come in and they've been very successful because they have tried to, they came in to understand the market, not to come in and conquer the market, and they didn't try to come in and influence what they know from their main homeland into our region. But I think, having said that, we've been talking a lot on global communications consultancies and moving into MENA. I think doing that is also putting a lot of effort or a lot of pressure on the local consultancies to actually upskill their game as well. Because you can't just know the local dialect and language and say that we're going to go in and win a client, because you need to have some sort of a strategic input and thought to be able to serve a client as well. Especially if we're talking about clients that are more of the ones that are more demanding, ones like the multinationals, etc.
Yes, next question. Gentlemen.
Hello, good afternoon. This question is from Ms. Sergey. So how could multinational companies that operate in many different regions of the world act? By what you have said, they should hire different agencies, or a global agency should adapt to each market that they operate. If they operate in Middle East, South America, and Europe, for instance.
Look, there are different practices in this director. Yeah, I will try to check. Will my affiliate or my daughter company in this particular region will be able to provide good service for me or not? Because from time to time, it's a good decision to reduce some costs to hire one company, but from time to time you can lose much more. That's why it's a decision for the company, for the client. But for me, it would be much more efficient if you will measure. But I think
I don't think there is one answer to your question, because each client will present a different case, and each solution will be valid in its own right. And the fact that there are global companies and local companies in each of the markets, not just Russia, but in every market, even the most mature, even the UK, Germany, or even the US, which are probably the most mature market for our profession, there are the big global consultancies, but there are also lots of local players. So in that respect, the US is no different from Jordan, so I think always will be the case, and always will be, which is the beauty to fill it.
At the end of the day, I fully agree. We are in the people business, and probably it's even more important with whom you work And the question,
Absolutely.
absolutely, whether it's a global or local.
Somebody say companies come and go.
First you look for ones and then hand over to you.
Okay. This is a question for Mr. Alaye. Very specifically about Morocco, because I visited the country and love it and start to learn that. But I'm always wondering when I'm there and talking to PR people, and since you have an agency over there, the question goes to you. What is the aspect ratio of doing PR work for foreign countries wanting to come onto the Moroccan market versus the Moroccan companies wanting to do local PR? And maybe a second question, when it are European countries, let's say, or American countries coming into the Moroccan market, do they fully grasp that it's a different culture, a different way of communicating, and all the niceties of a single country with an outspoken culture?
Well, I think to answer your question, first of all, we operate in Morocco through an affiliate office, so it's not our office. But I am aware of some of the ways that they are doing, how our affiliate is doing communications there, and it's more predominantly of doing local public relations for local companies as opposed to doing things for abroad. And we feel this ourselves. I mean, the regional headquarters for Trax is in Dubai, so we predominantly run or manage most of the network business, and we see that there's not very much demand of regional business going into Morocco. Even within North Africa itself, the way they communicate, as I mentioned before, the language. I mean, a lot of people think Arabic is Arabic, and it's not at all. Even within the Gulf, yeah, I mean, even within the Gulf, people in Oman, for example, will not understand the dialect of people in Bahrain if it's the real hardcore sort of dialect. So there's a lot of differences and there's a lot of challenges. Hope that answers your question.
Okay, I'd like to comment on Sabi's speech about that sometimes it's nice to come into client to use one agency for communication for all their clients. Sometimes it's better for them to spread it. So you are one of the leading company on the Russian market, and I think so. We are tailored and small in communications. So my question is the following. So I think that on the Russian market there is a huge question of terminology. The market is very immature, and people understand many different things on communications and professional consultancy on communication. It's a huge mix. I think probably it's all over the world, but in Russia it's very sharp, this question, and people can order with communication whenever they want. Sometimes researches, sometimes personal training, probably know this. And the question for you, how do you tackle this? And you take all the orders if you are responsible for global, or probably local, communication strategy of the client, or sometimes you deny and say it's not our business, so completely out of my order. Thank you.
Yeah, first of all, we should understand that PR appears in communication appeared in Russia around maximum 20 years ago. Yeah, that's why from my point of view, if we are talking about PR in Russia, it's not fully correct to talk about the PR industry. We have several agencies, and probably our associations will help out to establish industry. I hope so, but he doesn't hear, unfortunately. The head of our communication PR association didn't hear. Sorry. But of course we use the same words, and we understand different. It's a big. In our case, what we do from time to time when our client asks.
Are there other questions? not, then I'd like to give a big thank you to the speakers and to the